Ed, could I have a word with you, please?
Morning, Ron. What's up?
How much longer are we going to be making this movie?
I'd say about 3 more years, Ron. 3 more years at least, yeah.
Well, the movie's long, Ed. I hope it's not going to be another Heaven's Gate.
No.
Tony Rosada and Joe Piscopo from Saturday Night Live back in 1981, making fun of President Reagan having been an actor. But there was a new wrinkle set to transpire sometime this year. Another veteran of Saturday Night Live, Will Ferrell, was set to produce and star in a new comedy about President Reagan. But the context was not just his acting, but Alzheimer's. And this set off quite a reaction in the Reagan family. Mr. Reagan's daughter, Patty Davis, a political liberal, wrote an open letter published on her personal website. That letter reads in part, "Perhaps you have managed to retain some ignorance about Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Perhaps if you knew more, you would not find the subject humorous." And today we get word that Will Ferrell has decided not to be involved in this film project. For more on this entire topic, we're pleased to be joined by the executive editor of Newsbusters and director of media analysis at the Media Research Center, Tim Graham. So, Tim, Will Ferrell is pulled out of the movie. Do you think this project will fall apart, or will the leftists in Hollywood still rush ahead with it?
Well, this is a big blow. I mean, if you wanted this movie to actually have a chance. I mean, understand that a lot of times when they're trying to sell movies to studios, the first thing they want to know is which stars are attached to it. This was the star attached to this. I think that's one of the reasons that this sort of unmade movie became such a big scoop, was because of who was supposed to be in the movie playing the president and the plot. I mean, obviously the plot is a wildly insensitive thing where the president in his second term in office is so suffering from dementia so badly they have to convince him he's acting as the president in a movie.
And the whole angle, as we pointed out from SNL back in '81, that was fair game when Mr. Reagan was here. Heck, I remember there'd be counter programming when he was running. Those bedtime for Bonzo movies would be on UHF channels. That's all fair game. People, whatever their occupation, the presidency provides for satire. But this notion of using Alzheimer's as the angle for the humor, apparently now, as we see today, that's too much even for Will Ferrell.
Yeah, again, I think that would be a real mistake for him, because obviously there are a lot of Republicans, just a lot of Americans who have some reverence for Reagan, who would stop going to Will Ferrell movies, perhaps, if that's the kind of thing he was going to make. I mean, obviously, he has been associated with liberals through this Funny or Die channel that they've created. People remember him for mocking George W. Bush, but it always seemed, kind of loving. You know, the other thing that was funny about Reagan and Saturday Night Live, in 1986, they did a skit with Phil Hartman, and the joke was that Ronald Reagan was running the entire federal government. He was far smarter than everyone else.
Yeah, and humor, of course, is fair game, and a lot of different ways to interpret current events. And now, what is history? It's good to know that Will Ferrell's involvement in this project is history. And we thank you very much, Tim Graham, tonight for your insights on what is happening culturally, and a victory really for common decency, not for the right, but obviously for the memory of Ronald Reagan. Thanks very much. Well, now, we want to let you know about this. We're going to make you part of the conversation starting Monday. We're going to use the phone lines quite a bit more than we have done heretofore. Yep, the original interactive media, the telephone here on television. We'll be taking your calls right here on Newsmax Prime. You can call in at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629 when we get together next Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern. We are looking forward to that, not telling you what to think. We want to hear your opinion. That'll do it for tonight. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.